Your e-bike battery is dying right now. Not from age, from what you do every single day. You charge it wrong. You ride it wrong. You store it wrong. Most people kill their batteries in 2 years instead of 7. The Consumer Product Safety Commission warns that bad habits cause fires, swelling, and complete failure. This countdown reveals the 10 habits that are slowly killing it right now. By the end, you'll know how to save thousands of dollars. Number 10. Overloading the bike with extra weight or passengers. Heavy cargo destroys batteries faster than anything else. When you carry extra weight, your motor works harder. More work means more current flows through the battery. More current means more heat. Heat is the silent killer of lithium-ion batteries. Internal temperature spikes break down electrode materials. If you add 200 pounds to the bike, the motor must pull twice as hard on hills. That doubles the power needed. The cells heat up rapidly. A battery lasting 5 years might last only 2 years if constantly overloaded. The damage gets worse in summer. Hot weather plus heavy loads shortens lifespan dramatically. Every kilogram of extra weight reduces battery capacity. If you must carry cargo, charge to 80% before leaving. Don't drain it completely on heavy rides. That stress destroys what's left rapidly. Number 9. Riding aggressively all the time. Aggressive riding burns through battery cycles. Every time you accelerate hard, you force maximum current through the battery. Every time you climb steep hills at top speed, you demand peak power. Every single throttle twist drains years from your battery in minutes. Riders who commute with gentle pedal assist get 300 miles per charge. Riders who throttle constantly get 150 miles. That's half the range. Half the range means twice as many cycles. Twice as many cycles means your battery dies in half the time. Batteries are measured in cycles, not years. A battery rated for 1,000 cycles lasts 5 years if used 200 cycles per year. But aggressive riding uses 400 cycles per year. That battery dies in 2 years. Aggressive riders generate more heat. When the motor pushes hard, cells get hot. A calm rider keeps battery temperature around 35 degrees. An aggressive rider reaches 45 degrees. That difference cuts years off battery life. Number 8. Charging your battery in extreme cold. Cold is a killer for lithium-ion batteries. When you charge below freezing, something dangerous happens inside the cells. The lithium ions cannot move freely through the electrolyte. The charging process slows down. The battery cannot accept the charge properly. This creates a condition called lithium plating. Tiny metal flakes of lithium coat the negative electrode. This damage is irreversible. Lithium plating reduces the battery's ability to accept future charges. Even after the battery warms up, the plating stays. The battery loses capacity. You get less range. Worse, the plating creates internal weak spots that can cause shorts and fires. Manufacturers strictly warn against charging below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Many riders live in cold climates. They bring their cold battery inside from an outdoor ride. They plug it in immediately. The battery is at freezing temperature. The charger forces current into frozen cells. The damage begins. After a few winter months of this habit, the battery has lost 20% capacity. You can't recover that. The battery will never regain it. Here's how to prevent it. If your battery is cold, bring it inside to warm up first. Wait 30 minutes. Let it reach room temperature completely. Only then plug in the charger. This takes patience, but it saves years of battery life. Riders in northern states who follow this rule keep batteries healthy until year 7. Riders who ignore it see failure by year 3. Cold also reduces range during rides. The battery works fine at room temperature, but ride it in freezing weather and you lose 20 to 30% of your range. This is temporary. The battery still has full capacity. The cold just makes the ions move slower. Get the battery back inside and it recovers. Store your battery at room temperature always. Charge it at room temperature. Number 7. Leaving your battery plugged in overnight regularly. Leaving your charger plugged in all night seems harmless and safe. The charger has a smart circuit that stops charging at 100%, right? Wrong. Smart chargers stop the charging current, but the battery stays at 100%. Staying at full charge all night damages the battery more than you realize. Here's what happens. When a battery sits at 100% charge, the internal voltage stays at maximum. This high voltage stresses the electrode materials. The electrolyte breaks down faster. This is called calendar aging. A fully charged battery sitting on a shelf loses more capacity in 3 months than a 50% charged battery loses in a year. Modern chargers are smarter than old ones. They have temperature sensors and microprocessors. But physics doesn't change. High voltage at rest causes degradation. The smart charger prevents overcharging, but it doesn't prevent the stress of being fully charged. The battery degrades while the charger keeps it at 100% all night. Leaving your battery plugged overnight once is fine. Doing it every single night for months adds up. Your battery loses capacity faster than it should. Capacity loss becomes noticeable within a year. By year 2, your range is down 20%. By year 3, you're thinking about buying a new battery. The solution is an outlet timer. Set it to charge for 2 hours. Your battery reaches 80 to 90% in that time. That sweet spot gives you enough range for the next day without the stress of full charge. The timer unplugs the charger automatically. The battery stops aging the moment it reaches 80%. This habit alone can add 2 years to your battery's life. That's thousands of dollars saved. Number 6. Storing your battery at 100% or 0% charge. How you store your battery during winter or long breaks matters as much as how you use it during summer. Storing it at 100% is one of the worst things you can do. Storing it at 0% is equally bad. You're stressing the battery in both directions. A fully charged battery sitting in storage is under constant internal stress. The voltage is maximum. The materials are expanded. Chemical reactions happen slowly but continuously. Month after month, capacity drifts down. When you pull that battery out 3 months later and ride, you notice it's weaker. You've lost 5 to 10% capacity without using it once. That's pure storage damage. An empty battery in storage creates a different problem. The cells are in a discharge state. Chemical reactions also happen at 0%. The materials become stressed in the opposite direction. The battery can also enter a sleep mode where the protection circuit cuts off. When you try to charge it later, it won't wake up. Some dead batteries never recover. Manufacturers and engineers are clear about this. Store your battery between 40 and 60% charge. This is the sweet spot. The voltage is balanced. The materials are not stressed in either direction. Calendar aging happens, but much more slowly. A battery stored at 50% for 3 months loses maybe 2% capacity. That same battery stored at 100% loses 8 to 15%. If you're not riding your e-bike for months, bring the battery inside to room temperature. Charge it to 50%. Unplug the charger. Store it in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. Check it every few months and top it up to 50% if it drops. When you're ready to ride again, your battery will wake up with almost all its capacity intact. Number 5. Exposing your battery to heat or direct sunlight. Heat is the #1 enemy of lithium-ion batteries. A battery baked in summer sun loses capacity faster than you realize. Lithium-ion chemistry breaks down in high heat. The electrolyte becomes more reactive. Electrode materials expand and contract. This causes physical damage. The battery gets weaker. Parking your e-bike in direct sunlight on a hot day is like putting your battery in an oven. The battery reaches 120 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit inside a black bag. That temperature damages the electrolyte. Leave the bike in the sun for one summer and you've degraded it years ahead. Storing your battery in an attic, shed, or car trunk in summer is equally destructive. These places reach 120 to 150 degrees on hot days. A battery in a hot garage for months loses 30 to 40% capacity. That's irreversible. Do this instead. Keep your battery indoors always. Store it in a cool room. If you must leave your bike outside, bring the battery inside. Never leave it in a hot car. If your battery gets hot during a ride, let it cool before charging. Wait 30 minutes before plugging in. Number 4. Charging your hot battery after a ride. This single mistake destroys more batteries than any other habit. You finish a hard ride, the battery is hot. You come home and plug it in immediately. You just did the worst possible thing for your battery. When you ride hard, the battery generates heat. The internal temperature can reach 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. The cells are stressed. The electrolyte is reactive. Now you plug it in. The charger pushes current through hot cells. The heat plus the charging current creates a toxic combination. The battery decays months in that single charge cycle. Think of it like this. A battery at room temperature being charged is like a normal day at work. The battery is stable. The process is controlled. A hot battery being charged is like running a marathon in the heat. The stress is extreme. The body breaks down faster. The battery breaks down faster the same way. Manufacturers recommend cooling the battery to room temperature before charging. That means 15 to 30 minutes of waiting. Most riders don't wait. They plug in immediately after coming home from riding. This is the single biggest reason batteries fail early. One bad habit. 15 minutes to fix it. That's the difference between a battery lasting 2 years or 7 years. The damage from one hot charge isn't visible, but over time, it adds up. After 50 rides where you charged hot, your battery has lost 5 to 15% capacity. Your distance shrinks. You think the battery is failing. Actually, you've been slowly destroying it with your charging habit. By the time you realize the problem, you've already lost thousands of dollars in lifespan. This habit is hardest to break because it feels convenient. You want your battery ready for tomorrow's ride. But that convenience costs you hundreds of dollars in lost battery life. Stop charging hot batteries. Let your battery cool. Then plug it in. Number 3. Letting your battery drop to 0% charge. Draining a lithium-ion battery all the way to zero is like running a car on empty constantly. You can do it, but it destroys the engine. Deep discharge causes irreversible damage to battery cells that can't be undone. When a battery reaches 0%, the cells are completely discharged and chemically stressed. The internal voltage drops to minimum, and at this point, dendrite formation can happen. Tiny crystal structures grow on the electrodes, poking holes in the separator between positive and negative terminals. Holes in that separator cause shorts and fires. One complete 0% discharge doesn't cause visible damage, but do it regularly and the damage accumulates. After 10 0% drains, you'll notice the battery feels weaker. After 50, the capacity loss is obvious. Your 10-mile range is now 8 miles. That capacity is gone forever. You didn't wear out the battery through normal use. You damaged it through deep discharge. Battery manufacturers are clear. Never intentionally drain your battery below 20%. Never let it sit completely empty for extended periods. Never ignore the low battery warning and keep riding until it shuts down. These habits directly shorten battery life. Break this habit now. Charge your battery when it drops to 20%. Don't wait for 10%. Don't drain it all the way down. Charge at 20%. Your battery will last years longer. This simple habit prevents deep discharge damage completely. Combine this with the cooling rule and the charging window rule, and your battery lasts 7 years instead of 3. Number 2. Using cheap or wrong chargers. A good charger costs $70 to $100. A cheap charger costs $20. The difference isn't small. The cheap charger will destroy your battery in months. Chargers do 2 essential jobs. They push electricity into the battery and manage voltage and current to keep the process safe. A good charger has a computer inside that monitors temperature carefully, adjusts current based on charge level, and stops at the right moment. A cheap charger is just a transformer with a switch. It pushes voltage in until the battery is full without caring about heat or adjusting current. Cheap chargers cause 3 major problems. First, they generate excess heat because voltage isn't regulated, so the battery heats up more than it should. Second, they overcharge regularly. The battery sits at 101 to 102% charge, and that high voltage damages the cells. Third, they create voltage spikes that destroy the delicate internal structure of the battery, causing cells to crack, separators to break, and the entire battery to fail prematurely. Mixing chargers is equally dangerous. You have a 36-volt battery and a 48-volt charger. You think it will work. It won't. The wrong voltage breaks the battery's protection circuit. The cells overcharge. The battery swells. In rare cases, it catches fire. Manufacturers are specific. Use only the charger that came with your bike. Some riders buy aftermarket chargers from no-name brands. They save $50. They lose $1,500 when the battery dies early. It's not worth it. Use the manufacturer's charger. If you need a backup, buy the same model. If you don't have a charger anymore, pay for the original replacement. The money you save on cheap chargers disappears when you buy a new battery in 2 years instead of 7. Number 1. Charging your battery to 100% every time. This is the number 1 mistake that destroys e-bike batteries. Charging to 100% every time degrades it faster than any other habit. Riders do this constantly and wonder why their batteries fail in 3 years. A fully charged battery has maximum voltage. Maximum voltage stresses electrode materials. The electrolyte becomes more reactive. Chemical reactions break down the protective coating. Once it wears away, the cell degrades rapidly. A battery charged to 80% has lower voltage. The stress is much less. Chemical reactions are slower. The protective coating lasts longer. Charge to 80% daily and 100% once weekly. This gives 6 to 7 years of battery life. Charge to 100% daily and you get 3 to 4 years. That's free replacement at 7 years versus $1,500 at year 3. Manufacturers say clearly, for daily use, charge between 20 and 80%. Only charge to 100% before a long ride. 80% gives plenty of range for any commute and keeps battery stress low. Many riders charge to 100% from range panic. They think 80% isn't enough for their route, but they use only 80% of the ride and still have 20% left. They wasted years of lifespan for nothing. Understanding this matters. Buy an outlet timer. Set it to 2 hours. Your battery reaches 80% in that time. The timer unplugs automatically. You save 200 to 300 cycles per year. Over 7 years, that's 1,400 to 2,100 cycles. A battery rated for 1,000 cycles fails quickly if charged to 100% daily. Charged to 80% daily, it lasts 7 years. The difference is a $10 timer. By year 7, you still have 85% range. Riders charging to 100% have 50% by year 5. Smart riders ride the same bike at year 7. That's $700 saved on one decision.